Welcome back, folks, to Mr. Dave Outdoors. I'm your host, Mr. Dave. Today is kind of an easy, laid-back trip, nothing too crazy. I'm out here on the beach in southeast Alaska, and I've made camp and caught it right before the sun crept below the mountains, so I'll have some warmth here as I stand on the beach. But basically, this is just a very simple camping, hiking / deal. I got some good food. Still in bear country, so I'm gonna practice bear awareness, but this time of year on a day like today, southeast Alaska is the prettiest spot on earth. So just stick with. That is why you stay bear aware. You can kind of see the tops are still a little red. I can't tell. That looks like a deer spine. Could be something aquatic as well. This fur seal or something. Or a really big fish. That could be fish. That could be a really big fish. It's hard to tell. But yeah, always be aware of where you're at and what you're doing, because they are everywhere. Alright guys, took me almost an hour, but I got camp set up. Got my 0 degree sleeping bag and my sleeping pad in there. Got all my necessities inside there. Got the tarp open to see the beautiful sunset. Cooking area, fire pit, excess stuff, toilet paper, bathroom supplies, water, food, and then my bear line is right there. So this is our setup. Gonna be pretty comfy. I had to bring my own wood in. Everything's been way too wet to use, so I'm going to use it very sparingly and hopefully have enough in the morning for breakfast. But that's where I'm going to be sleeping, and that's my view. Really hard to beat sometimes when you live in Alaska, especially on days like today. And another thing I almost forgot, which I'm super excited about, is tonight we have a really high probability of seeing the northern lights, and I'm far enough away from the town of Sitka to see them really good. I'm at the end of the road. Like, we only got 14 miles of it, and I'm all the way at the end of it. So hopefully, the skies are pretty clear right now. Hopefully it stays like this, and around 11 or 12 tonight we could have an awesome opportunity to see the northern lights. So that's another big reason I chose to go today, was clear skies, sun, pretty good temperature. I don't think tonight I'll have to double check if the weather changed, but it shouldn't get too cold, and then we have an awesome possibility to see the northern lights. So if I can get all that in a one-day trip, that makes my heart happy for the next 2 weeks. So we'll just see how it goes. I am pretty hungry. I do have some snacks. I may do a little bit of exploring. I haven't really looked around this side of the island, but I also know the ravens are here and they're smart. So I'm kind of afraid of leaving camp. So I may save the exploring for tomorrow after I pack out of here. It's only a short 2 or 3 mile hike out of here, so let's enjoy this evening. It's going to be a gorgeous one. I mean, just look at that. How can you ever get tired of living at a place like this? If it wasn't so, if the ground wasn't so wet and cold, I'd definitely be barefoot right now. But I don't want my toes going numb. But yeah, that is just hard to beat, dude. The only little background on me, the only 2 places I've ever lived in life. One was in Florida, and that's a destination people go in vacation. Some people wait their entire life to go. And I was still in the tourism industry for a little bit, about 2.5 years in Florida, swimming with manatees. And then before that, I was involved with emergency medicine and had some odd handy jobs. But the second place I moved in almost 35 years of life was from one destination to an absolute another. And as far as being, wild and unkept, Alaska beats Florida, which is sad because probably back in the day they were equal. But with all the development and all the terrible stuff going down in Florida, with how fast it's being filled up and we're losing those wild places in Florida, it just makes me take for granted so much more of what I'm looking at when I live up here. Because a lot of this probably hasn't looked any different in 10 to 15,000 years. Where I was gone from Florida for a year, and where there used to be cows and vacant, just open areas, it's all shopping malls and Targets and Five Guys. And where I, lived in Citrus County, it used to just be that, a small coastal country town. But now, you see it all over the news, all over Florida. They're just buying and building. Pretty soon there's going to be no nature coast left. But if you get the chance in life, go explore places like this. Get out, see what happens when you lose something like this. And once you go and experience it and you're out in it and enjoying it for what it is, you can't risk losing this, because you can lose your phone, you can lose your TV, you can lose your car. Those are all things we can get back. We take this away, things like this, places like this, once they're gone, they're gone. It would take twice as long to replace this as it would to build over top of it. And that's a scary thought to have. If you're passionate about being outdoors and hunting, fishing, hiking, camping, through hiking, sailing, we need to take it upon ourselves to really protect areas and places like here in Alaska and in Florida and Washington and Oregon and Colorado and Alabama and Louisiana. We need to protect these wild places before they're gone. So that's just my little TED talk. I love being out here so much. It's done a lot for me over my life. So very passionate about being outside and in the outdoors, and leave no trace is my kind of motto, is just leave no trace. But for the night, I get to be a part of all of it. And I've never been more thankful. I'm doing once in a lifetime things every day. You got to take the risk, man. You're going to miss a lot in life if you don't just jump. Mistakes are okay. Stay doing the same thing and making the same mistake is not. But take a chance, and if it's a mistake, fall back on something you know. If you're like, oh, I'm too afraid, what if what I have to fall back on isn't enough? Jump again. You only get one opportunity on this rock. So what's the worst that could possibly happen except what happens to all of us? So break the norm. Go do something wild. Just having a snack. Got some pepper jack cheese here. Got some little pilot breads. Gonna do 2 slices of pepper jack. That to the side. I dry salami. Cut kind of a bigger section this time. There we go. I can work with that a little bit better. Just want to make them equal. That way I can kind of bend it. There we go. There we go. There you have it. I love pepper jack cheese so much. We got dinner cooking, got some fry bread going. About to get this chickpea tikka masala rocking. Fire's finally going, so looking good. Got some honey butter over there warming up. Looking good. Well, dinner was an absolute success. That chickpea masala stuff was unbelievable. I need to get like 25 of those packs. They're awesome. Just drop them in some boiling water. That was delicious. Then my little bread product came out pretty good with that honey butter, of course, but yeah, pretty good. Nice and full. Fire's ripping, warm. So probably maybe watch a movie or read a little bit, but probably gonna call it a night. It's a lot of fun. Beautiful sunset. It's a great temp. It's just cold enough, but it's not too cold. It's not really windy. There's like a very light breeze. So it's beautiful, beautiful night for camping right now. Like, all nice to camp. It's like a 9.5. Gorgeous. Love it out here. Well, it's only about 7 o'clock, but I got a full belly, a nice fire, and a really warm bed waiting for me. So I'm gonna call it a night and crawl into bed and probably watch a movie or read a book, read a magazine, I don't know. But there's home. Home sweet home. I'll crawl in and get tucked in and see you guys in the morning for breakfast. Well, I finally got the fire going after it went out last night, so burning the last of the wood that I have. But look at that view. What a gorgeous place to have slept. Got my bread yeast rising by the fire. I'm just waiting for the sun to peek up over the mountains. My setup, all reliable, 0-degree bag, kept me nice and warm, and it's light enough now I can walk over there and get my food bag out of the tree. Didn't hear anything go bump in the dark, so that's always a bonus. But yeah, that's a hard one to beat. Charter boat going by. It's about 3 miles to this location after the road ended, and luckily the trail wasn't destroyed from our recent storm, so it was pretty easy walking. But that is a pretty rocking campsite right there. And then, let's see if I can get it. There's our famous volcano in the background getting lit up by the sun. Oh man, it's so pretty it should be illegal. All right guys, finished product. Got the honey butter in the bottom and my 2 little pieces of sweet bread and 2 eggs and some olive oil. A little bit of ash, but that never killed nobody. But it's a Michelin star meal right there. Got me a better restaurant. All right, here's the first bite of breakfast. All right. Honey butter action activated. Oh. Nailed it. Ooh, can I do a little bit of dip action? I can. Oh. Criminal. This could be like a little bread chip. Ooh, yeah. And then, so look at our eggs staying nice and warm. And that nice crispy edge. Dig them out here in a second and enjoy those too. Fantastic, fantastic day, fantastic weekend. Overall, spot, setup, what I brought, I give this a 6.5 out of 10. I could have done a lot of things better, but it's constantly a learning. It's learning. I'm learning, you know. I'm just gonna keep it real. Gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna probably retreat quite a few times, but I'll get it down. But this isn't bad. Right here isn't bad. Just gotta tweak it a little bit, and then it'll be perfect. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this adventure, guys. Thank you so much for tagging along. After I get off of here, I'm gonna pack up camp and head home. Stay tuned. I hope to upload a video every weekend, but we will see how that goes. But welcome to Mr. Dave Outdoors.